Hello and welcome back to this channel. So thank you for being here. Today in this video what we are going to see is we are going to create sponsored product campaigns on Amazon for people getting started on Amazon. We are going to see where that are displayed, what's the difference between your organic products and advertised sponsored product. We are going also to create 3 different campaigns together, so sponsored product campaigns. And we are going to set the first bits, to see together how to calculate the first bit. So let's dive straight into it. All right, so let's go to Amazon.com and let's see which product we want to sell together, and let's see also where our ads are going to appear. So the product that we want to sell is compression gloves. So this is not the advertisement that we're looking at. So here is sponsored brand at the top. But then if you look at the search results, then you will see some products that are advertised. So you will see also sponsored, showing that it's a sponsored product. So those advertisements appear actually in the search result. So that's one thing. You can see here the difference. Here, normal listing without advertising looks really similar to the one with advertising. So if we look at one product, another product, and when we look also at the product listing, we will also see that we have some advertisements. So here we have some advertisements. So there are 2 ways to advertise. We can advertise on the search results, and another way is to advertise on the product page. And we're going to see together in this video how to advertise on those 2 different sections of Amazon. Okay, so now let's go to Seller Central and let's connect to our account. Alright, once you are in Seller Central, then if you want to go to advertising to create the campaigns, that will be on the top here, Campaign Manager. It might look a little bit different on your side if you are if you didn't create any ads, but basically you will find here the button Create Campaigns. So you might not have any data here on the chart at the top. So right now, let's see 3 different kind of campaigns that we can create. The first one being the automatic campaigns. Then we're going to see manual campaigns, and finally we are going to see manual campaign for product targeting. So let's create a new campaign. Then we can decide between sponsored product, sponsored brand, and sponsored display. So we want to advertise the product. So let's start with sponsored product. We are going to give a name to this campaign. Let's say, for instance, gloves, and then we can say that it's automatic. Then we need to input the budget to get started. Let's put, for instance, $20 to get started, and then we said that the targeting will be automated. Here we have then the bidding strategy. We can say bids up and down. What I usually advise is to use the bid down, because it can be that Amazon changed so much the bid that you spend too much money and you are above your target. So Amazon doesn't know what are your profit margin. You know your profit margin better than anybody. So I would advise here to use the bid down only. Then we can input name. So for instance, for the other group. So for instance, I usually put the product, and we can put here all the gloves. Then we have automated targeting. So we want to set a default bid for the ad group, but we can also set bids for each of the different targetings. All right, now we need to calculate the bid that we want to set for the first product. So we don't have any information right now about how well would be close match. Most probably we will bid higher on close match and bid lower on loose and substitute and complement, but we don't have any data to optimize this at the beginning. So what we want to do is to calculate the bid, and we want to make sure that we are not bidding too low or too high. So we want to have a best guesstimate to know how much we should bid. So here is the formula to calculate the bid. So the bid is the price at which we sell the product, time the ACoS that we want to reach, and time the conversion rate. So at the beginning we don't know what would be exactly the conversion rate. The conversion rate, it depends on whether the quality of your listing is good or not. So for instance, if you have good pictures, that would help a lot. If you have already some reviews, that would help also. If you have at least 5 bullet points, 5 pictures, 5 to 7 pictures is best practice. If you have A+ content or enhanced brand, that would help also. So on average, the conversion rate of Amazon are around 9.5. It depends on the quality of the listing. So let's assume that we have a product that we want to sell for $20, then the ACoS is 30%, what we want to achieve. We don't know exactly if it will be more or less, but we roughly want to have 30%. We don't know if we will get a lot of traction, but at least we are profitable with 30%. And then the average conversion rate of Amazon is 9.5%. So this will give us a bid of 0.57. Also, something that I want to mention is that the conversion rate, so here you have the chart based on our internal data. The conversion rate here, and then you have the price. The more expensive is the product that you want to sell, the lower will be your conversion rate. So if you sell really cheap products, like let's say you sell some tape, then you can sell some tape for $5 or $7, and your conversion rate would be around 50%. And then the more your price increase, so for instance the gloves will be around $15 to $20, then the conversion rate might be between 20 and let's say 15%. And then the more you increase in price, so if you sell something around $50 to $100, then you would be maybe to 7% of conversion rate. So that's also something that you need to take into account. So let's start with 57, and then we don't need to add any new negative keyword unless you don't want to bid on the competitors' keywords. So for instance, if there are some competitors that we don't want to target, then we want to add their brand in negative phrase, because let's say if people are searching for your competitors, maybe it's less likely that they buy your product. Then we can click on launch the campaign. By the way, this is a new option of Amazon, so you can also create across all the marketplaces new campaigns, but that's not what we want to do right now. And that's it. We just created the first campaign. So now let's go back to the campaign manager and let's start creating the second campaign. That will be a manual campaign. So in the manual campaign, we will have keywords. We are going to choose a couple of keywords that we want to target more precisely. And also, you don't need to be worried if that you have the same keyword in one campaign and in another campaign, because they don't compete with each other. So now we are going to call this campaign gloves manual, and we want to create manual targeting. Then let's put as budget 20 again. Then we are going to do bid done only at the beginning. Then the group name will be gloves again. Then we can select all the gloves. Then we are going to do keywords targeting, and we are going to choose as really as the beginning, because we want to get the understanding of what kind of keyword people are using to search for the product. So let's only select broad and phrase match, and then again we are going to use the bid that we calculated before. So 0.57. So we don't want to have any exact match at the beginning, because as I said, we want to get the sense of what people are searching. Once we have more data, once we know which keywords perform really well, then we will add those keywords as exact match. All right. So wrist brace is not what we are selling, so we're not adding this keyword. Then we have compression glove. That sounds about something that people would use to search for those keywords, so let's add this. Then we have artist gloves and so on. And also something that that you might wonder is, what is here this impression share? So the impression share, IS here stands for impression share. So here in this case it means 0.03, means that we don't have, or we are not having any advertisement impression from this keyword. So if it's 0, then we should add this keyword because it's not covered yet by other campaigns. And here is how much we are ranking, what's our ranking on this keyword. So if we are ranking number 1, it doesn't make sense, and we have 100% impression share, it doesn't make sense to add this keyword again. If we are ranked number 19th and we have really low impression share, then we should add this keyword. So let's add compression gloves. Then we have arthritis gloves. That sounds about what people would use to search for this keyword. Then we have also some competitors keyword. So for competitors keyword, what I would advise is to leave them for a later stage, especially when we're doing product launching. We don't have any reviews, so we want only to have generic keywords. Once we have more reviews, once we are more confident about that we're profitable, then we can add, and the best practice is also to add it in another campaign, those competitors keyword. So this product is good for women too. Then we have, for instance, here, that sounds good. Copper compression, that's a bit too generic. So basically we're looking for people that have gloves or that want to have compression gloves. That sounds good here also. And then we can go all the list down. Another way to find some keywords are interesting for us. Then we still need to go back to Amazon.com, and what we want to do is to check which keywords are automatically the auto completion of Amazon. So for instance, if I'm looking for compression gloves for arthritis for women and so on. So we need to make sure that the keywords that we have here and that are actually relevant for the product that we're searching for are covered and in exact match in our campaign, because those keywords are more likely to have more volumes than other keywords, because a lot of people are using this autocomplete function. Then we will get the traffic of those higher relevant and higher traffic keywords. So let's copy this one, glove. Then we want to go to enter a list. Then we can input it as an exact match. Now again, we don't want to have any negative keyword targeting, and we can launch the campaign, and that's it. Now we want to have the last and least campaign today. So this campaign is the campaign that are going to be shown on the product listing of other competitors. So let's go back to create campaign, and we want to create a new sponsor product campaign that we are going to call gloves, and we're going to call it product targeting, and this would be generic. Let's add the budget 20, and then we don't say automatic targeting, we say manual targeting. Once again, we want to say dynamic bid downs only, and then we're going to say, let's call it gloves again. We search, we add all those products. Then we need to choose here product targeting. And we have two ways to define where we want the ad to appear. Either we select all the categories, so let's go back to Amazon.com. So here you can see here arthritis glove, that's the department where we want to sell. So that will be all the products in this category, meaning that also this product, all those products might be eligible to show the ad. Select this category. Here arthritis glove, but we can also select individual products. Also, something that I forgot to mention is when we look for some categories, then we can also refine those categories. So for instance, here we can refine and select some competitors' brand that we want to be more aggressive. For instance, if let's say those guys are getting more traction and more market share, then we can specifically target those brands. Or we can also say we want to have all the products that are more expensive than our product. Or we can also say, okay, I want only bad to target all the products that have bad reviews. Then I can. It would be easier for me to steal some conversion from products that are not performing well. So once we added all the product that we want, we can also go back to Amazon and to check the ranking of the sellers in this category. Then you need to go to the bottom of one of the products in this category. You need to click in the selection, and then you will see all the product in this category by ranking. So then you can go to one of those products, especially the top one, because the higher you are in the ranking, the more volume you have. Then you scroll down, and then you will find here the ASIN. So you can copy this ASIN, you can go to individual products, enter the list, and you can add this ASIN and add it to the targeting. Once you are done, you can also change back the bid to 0.57 as we saw before. Then you can launch the campaign. So I hope you liked this video. Basically, we saw 3 ways to create campaigns, and those are complementary ways to create the campaign. So you can leave those campaigns running at the same time, meaning that they are not going to compete with each other. So you have one campaign that will be driving generic keywords, one we added specific keywords that are more relevant to our product, and finally we are also advertising on competitors' product. If you like this video and if you think that the content is useful for you, please subscribe to the channel and also give us a thumbs up so that we can create more content and that our content is also shown to more people. Thank you and have a good day.